DJRocks.tv. My name is Jeff Tureaud. I'll be your host tonight, and today we have a special guest, James Dalton.
How are you, man?
What do you say there, James?
All right,
How are you? You're awesome.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
How's everything?
Everything's all right. You know, I think I'm just trying to stay busy. You know.
Good, like everybody.
Yeah. Well, everybody I think is trying to stay not busy. I think most people are trying to relax. I would personally rather not do anything. No, I'd get bored, man. I try to stay busy. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. Try to keep myself involved in a lot of music, man.
Is that your main thing? Is you
I have
make
been
a living off of music,
well,
or do you work?
I've played full time on and off for years. You know, and lately I'm on the upswing to go back into full time. That's sort of what been it. Everything that happened last year kind of slowed me down, if you will.
You and everybody else.
Yeah, and by last year, you and I were talking about Hurricane Sandy. But moving on from that, I think I'm trying to get back into a situation, like I said, where I'm going back into full-time music playing. And,
cool.
Or, you know, I like to perform, I like to act, I like to do a lot of things. So that counts as well. Just full-time.
I grew up with Steven and Chris Eilenstein.
All right, okay.
These guys, filmmakers.
All right, cool. I'm in. Yeah. Give him my card.
You're in.
Here you go. Bam. Well, you know, for years, Jeff, I did all kinds of different stuff. You know, what I mean, and I try to keep things diverse. You know, I try to keep all my my endeavors in the arts and entertainment as diverse as possible because I find enjoyment in changing things up. You know, like you learn a lot. You know, I mean, one day you're playing a certain kind of music. You know, let's say I'm playing it with an Irish rock band or an Irish folk band, which I sometimes have done. You know, there's stuff there that I can take over into the blues bands that I might sit in with. And all of that can come into my solo act, you know, like all the different sounds and rhythms that I'm hearing.
It's a blend.
Yeah, everything blends together, you know.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you're from Manilokin?
I'm not from Manilokin, as my shirt would lead you to believe. But, yeah, this is for Manilokin. I'm from Bayhead, which is the town just above Manilokin.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. And my mom has a shop in Bayhead called Andy's.
Andy's. What did she sell there?
Well, my mother was the florist in town for many years.
Is it still there?
She's still there, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Andy's florist.
Andy's, yeah. And we do gifts and all kinds of stuff and clothes and it's, you know, growing up with my mother owning a business, you know, not only did I have to work there as a kid, but I got used to being around my family quite a bit, you know, and I liked that. It was nice, you know. I'd get home from school, in elementary school and high school, and I'd go right over to hang out at my mom's store.
That's where she was.
That's where she was, and it's a tiny town, Bayhead, so I'd either go to the store first or I'd go home, and I knew my mom would be there, so it was always cool. And my grandfather worked there for her until a few years before he passed, and pretty much the whole family has been a part of the business, and it's been plants and gifts and flowers and all kinds of stuff. And last fall we lost it basically because of the storm, right. But we're in a new location, pretty much like 2 doors down from where we were, and
back up and running.
And trying to. It's a constant reinvention, you know. Businesses, especially in a town that's still half a disaster zone, you know. The flower business with so many destroyed houses is a little not easy. You know, not as many houses looking for centerpieces, you know. And but that said, I you know.
That's a pretty great thing that you come home from school and literally smell the roses.
Yeah, man. Well, actually,
I
to
love
be
that.
fair,
I'm a big gardener myself.
You know, gardening's something else, isn't it? Isn't that great? My current job, my current day, which I'm trying to get away from now, is I work for the Department of Public Works.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a DPW guy.
There you go.
And DPW means Department of Public Works.
Yes.
So for those of you at home.
Keeps the town running.
And yeah, keeps the town. And one of the jobs they had me doing this last summer was gardening in the parks, the small little parks in town.
That's awesome.
It was cool. I did that between 2 big tours. As I said to you a moment ago, I want to get back into full-time playing. I hadn't gone on a long tour in what felt like years, you know. So I was going to Europe for 3 weeks this past August, and I did out west for 3 weeks this past September. And before that, for a week or two before that, the 2 weeks in between them, and for the week or two after that, all I did was clean up the town's gardens and parks, man. I mean, I was on my knees in the dirt weeding, like by hand. I was doing all this stuff, trimming things.
For some strange
stuff.
reason, I love raking. I don't know why.
You know what?
I feel like I'm getting a little upper body workout.
Yeah.
And I just get a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
I cleaned up all that area.
All that area looks clean because of me. Yes. And you're right. Actually, it is. All of it is very. It's not that it's not. I won't necessarily say it's mindless work, but it's very easy and meditative.
I call it therapy.
Yeah, therapeutic is work. It's nice,
And I'm not working in here doing photography or video or whatever now. I go out, that's my break. Go out and do some gardening, prune some stuff, rake up something, mow the lawn. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. But I mean, I never really considered myself a great guitar player, but I found that sometimes when I was looking for that meditative thing, I would just sit and just sort of pick a little bit on some things, and I would let my mind wander, and before I knew it, I was half asleep.
Well, I think that's what
fingers
music
still moving,
does.
Well,
to
it can.
everybody.
I guess
that's why everybody connects to music, is it touches a little something in their head. It's like a tuning fork, to our brain.
Right.
And we tune in.
Yeah, I guess we
The
tune in.
things that we like, everybody's different, of course. But,
Right.
They tune in when they hear something they like. It's being tuned in.
Yeah. I guess so. It's a weird thing. Music is. I'm fascinated by it and I'm frightened by it. And it's, when you get down to the science of it, it doesn't make any sense, but it does.
What part frightens you?
Well,
playing music or?
Well, there's a lot of things. I think there's some musicians I've found in the world that are dialed into forces. I think that are beyond.
You wonder sometimes, right? They made a little pact with the devil.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure, maybe not that, but there's a kid named Derek Trucks who's a slide guitar player, and he's otherworldly. And he's quite a big name now. But some years back in the '90s, I think I saw him a few times, and I remember watching this kid play, and he would sit there absolutely motionless and absolutely stoic, with no emotion on his face, and he would make no expressions the whole performance pretty much. And he was real pale, and he had like blonde white hair, and he'd sit there and he'd look off into nowhere, and his hands would be flying all over the place, and his guitar would be singing, man, and I would sit there.
He made that guitar sing.
And I would say to myself, I am never going to be dialed into what that kid is connected to right now.
How do you know?
I just be so far I haven't. I don't think I've been. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think that I hear things, and I guess I've been able to make music and work that's different and hopefully interesting. But there are some
that
players,
guy was in a
that
zone.
guy
He was in his world.
Something.
I call it my nutshell.
Yeah, your nutshell.
Yeah, I'm in a nutshell, and there ain't nobody can get in. I can't get out.
Yeah, I think
I gotta be happy right here.
Yeah. Well, and there's guys like him. I think Charles Mingus is another guy. I mean, that hears things that not that the rest of us don't hear, but it's just that he is able to express the unexpressible, and I can't. Like, I can express things as best as I can. Well, see, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, but I think that. But at the same time, I don't think I'll ever get to where he's at and where a lot of people are. But I'm fine with that. I feel like it's okay. Like I have what I do, and there are other people that have what they do.
It's real important to be happy where you're at.
Yeah, totally.
And then just accept, all the good stuff that's coming your way anyway.
Yeah. I feel like I have something to offer. I mean, I won't knock myself out completely. I feel that I have something to offer an audience, and which is why I'm in this.
Great. I love your performance here.
Well, thanks.
So you're in.
I mean, I over the years, Jeff, I've done music, and I've done theater. I've even done stand-up comedy, and which is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. And if anyone wants to be afraid on stage, if you feel like you're fearless on stage as a performer, you know what? Go to an open mic comedy show and get on stage and try to last 90 seconds or 60 seconds or 30 seconds, survive that, and then come back to me and tell me how fearless you are. But anyway, my point of all that is that I feel like I have something to offer, and that's why I'm in this game. But there's always going to be something I'll never get to, and that's okay. That we're all going to have our own self-imposed limitations, and whether we see them as realities or whether we see them as restrictions or whatever it is we see, that's going to be just natural. There's always going to be somewhere I can't get to. and that's gonna be fine. You know, I'm an old man now.
Anyway,
you know,
you got to go to that final frontier.
Well, that's the point you always want to get to, you know. But you never get to the final frontier because there is no final frontier. There's always
It's
a new
just the
frontier
road
somewhere.
that you want to travel down, man, and have fun as you're going along. That's almost basically what I do. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, well, that's true. Who knows what's going to happen, you know?
Right.
I mean, so there you go.
So you have anything coming up that?
Well, there's a few things that are coming up that are on the. There's actually a handful of things. I'm working on a new music album.
Okay.
This is going to be very. It's going to be a bigger. I'm very in the conceptualizing stages. I hear what I want to do with this big album. I've got some great musician friends that I would love to get on board. There's a great cellist named Michael Ronstadt. There's a great pedal steel and banjo player named Andrew Keenan.
You hear that, guys?
Yeah, they're great.
We need you.
Oh, they know. They're already on. They're already recruiting.
And
And there's a lot of great players, and there's a great studio in Asbury Park now that I want to record this Lake House studio, and I've taken the tour, and I'm talking with John Leadersdorf who runs it, and we're on a similar page. There's that, but there's also this other recording project that's going to be different. I'm working on a spoken word album. Believe it or not, you know, I'm one of those guys that goes to poetry readings and gets in front of an audience and blathers on or pontificates or tries to be silly or whatever it is. And so I've decided I'm releasing an album of stories and poems. You know,
that's pretty cool.
It's all going to be part of.
It's just audio. No, it's not filmed.
I don't know if it's as of now I don't have a film
Can
idea.
I film it?
Well, we can figure it out. Yeah, we can work this out.
Cool.
At the moment, it's really going to be just an audio thing for the time being.
Right.
But the visual aspect of it all, it's all building to me bringing back this piece of theater I did called Shanghai to Memphis, or Poorly Remembered, Badly Written Stories of Music and Love. And that was a one-man show I did in Edinburgh, Scotland in 2007 at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And it was one of the great life-changing things I've done for myself.
You did a lot of traveling there.
Oh man, I did a lot. I mean,
name some of the places.
Some of the places.
Dublin,
Well, I've been all over the northern half of Ireland, from Dublin up to the top.
Walking or riding?
In a car. On a skateboard, snow. So I've been all through, but see, it gets crazy because let's just think about this past summer and fall alone. I started my tour in Europe in Estonia, and I traveled through Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Czech, and Germany.
That was this year?
That was this past August.
Wow.
That was 3 weeks.
Awesome.
18 shows in 3 weeks. And I'm actually supposed to have 19 shows in 3 weeks, but you know, such is life. One of them canceled. And those are all countries I've been to before. I've been there. They're all returns. I've been to these places before. Not the same cities necessarily.
That's pretty cool. I haven't been out of the United States.
Well, here's my United States stuff. Here we go. This is where the United States gets tricky, because in September I flew out to Utah, and these were all shows. I did Utah, Nevada, Arizona, Southern California, and then Alaska.
Now, who are you playing with? Are you with a band that does this, or is this on your own?
This was a mix, actually. The cellist I referred to before that I want to get into my recording project is Michael Ronstadt. His father and his brother have a trio called Ronstadt Generations. Okay, so Ronstadt Generations allowed me to come on board for the Southern California leg of the tour. Me and Michael Ronstadt, the cellist, we did a duo thing for a couple days in Arizona. And then before the Arizona thing, we were in Utah, Nevada, me and Michael with another guitar player named David Tureaud, and I played mandolin and harmonica and sang, and those guys did, you know, and we sang their songs and my songs, and so basically, up until I got to Alaska on that tour, which was totally solo.
Wow.
I played with a mixture of those guys.
Playing in Alaska.
Playing in Alaska.
That's the final frontier.
And I'm looking at going back this winter, actually, to Alaska.
Winter?
Yeah, I played at a ski resort.
Okay.
So I'm going to really see the Borealis and
wow,
really
man,
go
that
for
is
it.
awesome.
So there you go. So I mean, I've gotten around a little bit just this year,
Sure.
you know. And
I'm glad I caught you in between there.
yes,
You know?
I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here through most of the winter. I know that Alaska is going to be one of those spots I'm going to hopefully go back to, and then Europe is going to be a place I'm going to go back to in either the spring or the summer.
That's a dream.
Or both. If
You're living a dream, actually.
You know what? I'm very aware of that, and I tell people all the time that I'm lucky, and I know that I'm lucky. You know, not many people have the opportunities,
right?
And go after the opportunities. You know, I from a young person, I wanted to run around the world, and as a musician, I made what some people would see as a mistake, and I don't have a fully regret. I mean,
who hasn't made a mistake?
Well, yeah, my mistake, which I will own, but it's not too much of a regret, was a lot of musicians that are singer-songwriters will spend their time writing the songs and making the perfect album, and then they run around the world with this great album. Me, I decided I got no time for that. I'm gonna hopefully write songs as I go along, run around the world on my terms, and then I'll at some point make some albums that mean something to me. And that's what I did. My first real...
You do both.
Well, yeah, and the reason why I'm glad I did it my way is if I never make an album that does anything or goes anywhere...
You still had the other experience.
I did it. You know, I didn't have to wait around until I was, in my 40s and 50s and 60s to go to Cancun with my wife or something, or to go to Italy and go see Tuscany or something. I as a young guy, dragged my guitar around. I played in Asia. I played all over the place. I played in Central America. I've been lucky.
Very cool. Glad to have you on the show.
Well, I'm glad to be on the show. Glad to be on the show with you.
Pretty cool. Maybe you'll come back again and tell us some more about your traveling there.
I would love to. Would love to.
James Dalton on njrocks.tv. Thanks for watching.
This has been an njrocks.tv presentation, darling.
Come back to the Jersey Shore, yes. I've been waiting by the door. Fuss and fight, stay up all night, make it alright in the sweet moonlight. Ooh, ooh. Come back to my house, yeah. Have a few drinks, play a little cat and mouse. Do you miss me like I miss you, yeah? I can't think of anything I'd rather do. Jersey coastline, yeah. Oh, just a couple hours, you be feeling fine. Oh, why don't you come around, yeah? To my sleepy little beach town, baby. Oh, city girl, you make me smile, yes. And I ain't seen you for a long, long while. Little black dress, Manhattan style. City girl, you sure do make me smile. It don't have to be a hot summer night, no, to make it alright in the sweet moonlight. The Jersey coastline, yeah. Oh, just a couple baby. Oh, 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 oh. City girl, you make me smile, yes. Oh, and I ain't seen you for a long, long while. Come back to the Jersey Shore, yes. I'm awake till by the door, fuss and fight, stay up all night, oh, make it alright in the sweet moonlight. I don't know if there's anything really to say after that.